Hey guys, this video is going to be all about resume and how I got my resume shortlisted for companies like Google, Microsoft, NVIDIA, etc. and what I had special in my resume that helped me outstand among the millions of applications that these top companies get. So now let's talk about how my resume reached these top companies. So first of all, आपको पता ही है मैं free food events बहुत attend करता हूँ, but this was not just about free food. I was attending these events for socializing and meeting new people from new companies. So जब भी email आती थी, whenever I used to see email that Google is here, Microsoft is here, I always had couple of copies of resume in my backpack. So I used to rush to that event, give my resume, deliver my elevator pitch that hi, I am Harnoor, I am a computer science major, I have done so and so projects and I'm very passionate about so and so. So I deliver my pitch and they usually email me like in couple of days that they are interested, they want to have an interview, and then the process continues, and that's pretty simple. And exactly same happened for Microsoft, but Google I actually applied online, and also I had like a public profile using my using my university system. So my university uses Handshake, which is very similar to LinkedIn. So there Google just read my resume and they liked it, and they emailed me, hey, we are interested, would you like to work full-time for us? So for full-time opportunity, they said like we can have an interview, but I said I might go for masters, so I couldn't do that interview because I was looking for internships at the time, so I couldn't do that interview, but that was separate. But I personally also got interviewed with NVIDIA and Microsoft through the same process. And for NVIDIA I just applied online and मेरा resume passed through their ATS. So होता है कि उनके पास ATS system होता है. So most of the top companies have ATS system, and resume gets filtered through that ATS system. So that algorithm that filters like 1 million resumes to like 100,000, and then they forward those resumes to hiring managers, HRs and all that. So this is the technique they use, and I had the keyword, so luckily my resume got filtered. And for Microsoft and Google it was just an event. So this is how it worked out. So now I will show you my resume in a second, but let's talk about some of the most important tips required to build a great resume. So number one is always write numbers and talk about percentages, how much improvement you brought towards that company or towards that project. So let's say that at your school you taught some students like math, or you graded some exams. So instead of saying that I graded mathematics exams, or instead of saying I tutored math students, write numbers. I tutored 85 students for 3 months. I graded test for 85 students. So this will definitely stand out rather than just saying I did so and so. And also another example could be, let's say that you brought improvement toward a company. Let's say that you reduced the wait time for customers by significantly by reducing it from 15 minutes to 5 minutes, or 20 minutes to 1 minute. So that must be written. And also you can say that I did work worth of 400 hours that would have taken like weeks. I did it only in few hours or few days. So you must write these points which might be applicable at your company or at your project. Now number two, write your GPA in your resume if it is really good. Like if it is above 3.3 or above 3.5, then it's worth writing it. But if it is less than that, your experience will cover for your GPA, so don't write it. And if they will ask, if they are interested in your GPA, they will definitely ask you. So do not write it if it is worse or if it is less than your expectations. And now number three is always keep the relevant experience at the top. Let's say that you got software engineering internship, so that should always be at the top, even though if it is not chronological order. Let's say that आपने software engineering बहुत पहले की थी, but still you should keep it at the top, and then the later like Uber driver, even Excel sheet work that you gained, or some irrelevant certifications you have like related to maybe .NET applications if you are a Java developer. I mean, the point is don't be scared of these terms, but the simple point is if you have done like Uber driver job, keep it away at the bottom of the experience section, and if you have related job, keep it at the top. And don't be scared to share your unpaid experience. So let's say that आपने India में freelancing की, let's say that you made Android app or just a website, even though it didn't work out, you still made it, right? So make sure you show off that in your resume, that you still tried, even though you started some small business related to programming. Just make sure you show it off. Now, number 4, do not use the same resume at all the places. So let's say that you're applying for 3 jobs with the same degree, computer science degree, project management, data scientist, and software engineering. So you can like tweak your resume a little bit and say like you can reorder, like machine learning experience will go at the top for data science internship, and let's say you were a scrum master or project manager, or you did even a little bit related to leadership, then for project management internship that will go at the top, and remaining the other experiences you have will go at the bottom. So you can have three resume, and you can filter out, reorder, tweak it a little bit, and then submit those 3 copies depending on the type of job you're applying for. So now, last but not the least, the most important tip is don't be a robot and keep other things other than the school work in your resume. Let's say hobbies like working out, making YouTube videos, or even running, or the hobbies could be singing, dancing, whatsoever hobbies you have, make sure you write them, and this will prove that you are a human being, not a robot. And even in interviews, they ask you sometimes what you do other than school work. So that could maybe like hackathons you attend, or that could maybe like singing, dancing. So you should not be scared to talk about that, and you can even have unrelated hobbies, that doesn't matter. So my hobbies are personally attending hackathons, running, dancing, or working out, making videos. So these are my hobbies. I'd make sure I mention that. And also along with that, it is very important to mention some club activities you do. Maybe you are a leader at computer science club, women in technology. So these club participation do help. So make sure you write them in your resume as well. So now let's take a look at my resume. So my resume starts with experience. So I have actually made it in chronological order, but this is at the same time my most relevant experience as well. So I have sorted it in that way, and I have written my GPA because it's good, so I should show off. And I was emailed that I'm in president's list, so I wrote that. And now I have also written my expected graduation date, and I don't have a website actually, so I have written all my socializing websites related to computer science that I use here, so that they can connect with me if they want to. So now you will notice here that I don't have an objective written, because that is clarified. If I'm a computer science major, then I would go for those related fields, so I don't have objective written here. So now moving on, so this is my latest experience, and I have written numbers. For example, if you will see here, 85%, and also I have written about all the numbers I could write to show off, and this shows that this shows that I made a huge impact, or a significant impact at the company. So this is important. And here also I have written the number of students I tutored, and this was my research experience. And now moving on, here also I wrote some of the numbers as much as possible. So this was the only experience I had when I applied for NVIDIA. So when I got interviewed, and of course I got denied because I didn't know those kind of questions that were asked. So now moving on, I have these languages, and here I would like to suggest that if you only want to become Java developer, then what you can do is you can write here, I am proficient in Java and I would like to be a Java developer, but this is as a disadvantage as well. So this shows that you are proficient only in Java and you are weak in these remaining programming languages. So that's why I did not do it. But if you only want to become Java developer, then you can do it. So it depends on person to person, and you can also write your technologies. And I had a hobby section here, but I replaced it with YouTube. So I will add it later on, but I deleted it for now because I was out of space. And also I have written some concepts for this is actually for ATS, so that these things get filtered out when the automatic the robot or the computer search for this resume to be forwarded to a human being or to a manager, so that they know that I am interested in these related jobs. So that's why I've written some concepts as well. And of course I have not written these awards in this section because these are not related to computer science. So these related awards in chronological order have been written in here, and it is in chronological order because I just wanted to stay consistent. But you can actually talk about the projects that made the maximum impact in chronological order. Let's say that this was my favorite project, so this is also the reason I wrote it at the top. And And this is the project that I worked in India from IT Utsav, so I've written that as well. So I mean, I just wanted to cover up. And here I had hobbies, like I go to like working out, etc. But I also wanted to write club participation, so it was a give and take that I did. So as for some resumes I write hobbies in this section, and for some resumes I write that I was active ACA member. So it depends which one I choose, but you should definitely write hobbies in your resume. And for me it's YouTube and working out every day, so that's what I was going to write. I don't know if you guys noticed that I have also specified the language. तो इससे होता क्या कि 6 seconds में the interviewer can easily detect that this project is in this language, this project is in this language, so it saves time. And that's it. So that's my resume, and this is all that helped me in getting into NCR. And also this is a resume that helped me get myself shortlisted to some of the great companies as well. So that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.